Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
What?
Podcast. I'm Becca.
I'm Austin.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Ariana. And on this week's episode, I'm going to ask them some questions because
She doesn't know anything about us.
my first question, why did I do this?
Okay.
I said I beat hot links. I said
It'll be hot wings. I said I brought beef kielbasa, hot and worse.
You guys sound the most random
Try my hands behind my back before I do that again, please.
We're so funny.
We're on a level tonight.
This is so funny.
Okay, my first question is, how long do you think you'd survive in a zombie apocalypse?
I wouldn't. I would kill myself.
I play lots of Resident Evil, so I know exactly what to do. I'll survive the whole thing.
I would not. I would choose not to.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I already went through enough shit. I don't need to try to get through a zombie apocalypse.
I wonder what kind of zombies are these, because there's many different zombie movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a zombie and just not have to deal with any.
Let's just assume it's the really fast ones.
I'm just gonna
I'm done then.
take a garage trip to the next world with my dogs.
My dad has weapons, so he'll let me use them.
Oh, you'd be good, for real.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have my dad too, so. But I'll have you guys come with me and keep you guys safe.
Okay.
Why do round pizzas come in square boxes?
Because it's easier to manufacture.
Have to ask the pizza box makers.
You're gonna say ask the pizza box?
You'll have to ask the cardboard.
You'll have to ask someone else.
Have you ever tried talking to your dog?
No.
Never.
I don't like dogs.
My dog, they know what I mean when I yell at them. Or just talk to them in general.
Or when you're just laying in bed and you're just like, oh, thank you, baby, you're so cute, baby.
Dog dad voice came out.
I don't like my dogs. I love my dogs, but I don't like them.
What kind of question was that? Everybody talks to their dogs.
I have such a different
hate dogs.
No,
relationship
I know, but like...
to my dogs than you.
Mm-hmm.
My dogs are my children.
My children are my children.
Fair.
My dogs are my family.
Yeah. It's not like you neglect your dogs.
Right.
My dogs are just dumb. They're dogs. They're animals. I love my animals. If something happened to them, I'd be so sad. And I would cry, but when they die, naturally, after living a long and healthy and fun life, I will be relieved. Because dogs are a lot of work.
They
That's
are.
true.
Don't get a dog if you're not ready for the work. Just because you think they're going to be easier than a kid, they're a lot of work.
Yeah, our dogs are at my parents' house tonight because I didn't want to deal with them after the podcast.
The baby.
The child.
Speaking of children,
Where was the most embarrassing place you have ever farted?
right now.
Are you guys crop dusters? Like in a grocery store?
Yeah. Like when you fart and walk
Yeah.
away? Yeah.
Only if I have to fart really, really bad. But if I don't
And
have to, I can
not-
just hold it.
Not next to people.
Yeah. I'm not gonna see somebody and be like, yeah, let me rip ass right here. I definitely have farted in grocery stores and walked away though.
Like, I don't know, not where, but I farted when having sex, and that was really embarrassing. And it was a one-nighter, too, so I hardly knew the guy. So...
When I fart in a grocery store, it's when people are not near me.
Yeah.
There's someone in the grocery aisle at our grocery store, and he literally just all of a sudden, and it literally.
Wait, he did?
Yeah, and we were by the canned veggies, and he was right at the other end of the aisle. I'm just like, you can't round the corner at least.
Ew.
Nasty mother.
I can't think of a super embarrassing.
Same.
I don't really like to fart publicly, so I guess if anybody heard, like, that's kind of embarrassing.
See, if I know it's going to be a silent fart, because I feel like most of the time you can tell.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I'm at the store and I'm like, I really can't hold it, just, like, let a couple squeak out. But then I get to my car and I'm like,
Rip it off.
Yeah.
Especially when you're about to drive away.
Oh, and you can roll the windows
It's all gonna
down.
blow out the window.
Just blast ass.
But yeah, I don't really have any embarrassing fart stories.
No.
what's one thing your dogs could say that would completely ruin your image if they could talk?
What are these animal questions?
Sorry, I just thought this was a good one for them. Like something you do at home that your dogs could be like, oh, they do this.
I definitely, that they could divulge a lot of, is that the right word? Divulge? A lot of our fights, and that would be interesting. Because not saying, like, we don't, like, tell the truth about them, but it's like they are there for most of them.
I don't know. I yell a lot. My dogs could tell people that I yell a lot, and they'd be like, oh my god, you're not the picture perfect parent. Not that I really ever try to be, because no one's fucking perfect, but yeah. But I yell more at my dogs than I do my kids.
Our dogs, when we're doing the hanky-panky...
Hanky panky, ew. Pull yourself into the century.
When we're
There you go.
they are laying under the bed, so they could probably tell some more stories about what they hear.
One time, Tato was in the bed. Like, Alston moved, and I'm like, what the f-? He's just curled up in the corner. So...
They could tell the amount of toys and treats and shit we buy them.
Oh, yeah. I wish they could tell me why they don't feel good.
Have you ever, like, ate dog food before?
No.
Like, just
I
to
ate a
try it?
dog.
Me
treat
and Sierra
before.
used to eat the bacon strips.
Ew!
Ants and begging strips. You guys are wild.
Yeah, I don't know.
I tried these one... I don't even know what treats they were. But they tasted like Fritos.
What is the worst thing a person could put in their dating bio?
Mega.
Yes. Anything about MAGA. Pro MAGA.
Gamer.
What?
Jason's like, well, that counts me out.
Yeah, I guess.
I really hated, like, when I used to be on dating apps, and it would always be, like, need a gym buddy, looking, or, like, something like that, like, looking for a hot piece to bring around. That is such a turn off. Like, women are not property, or partners are not property, y'all.
Mine is... Oh, sorry.
No, you could go.
Mine is if you put your net worth in your bio.
Oh gosh, that's so
Never seen
douchey.
that.
Mine is likes dogs.
Bitch.
Wait, for real?
I don't want to go with someone with a dog. No, I don't care. But just keep the little away from me. I'm a horrible person.
You don't have to like animals.
Name an embarrassing moment in your childhood.
So when I was younger, I remember going up north with my parents, and the road, like, there's 2 different ways you can get there, and one of the roads is literally, like, very hilly like this, and we got to the destination of, I don't remember even exactly where we were going, and, like, they parked the car, and I just puked all over myself. So that 30-minute drive, we literally had to turn around and go right back home, or however long it took,
That's the one.
because I puked all over myself.
Damn.
I can just think of the one where I threw up at the Christmas program at church.
So, I used to have an Easy Bake Oven at my dad's house, and I would use it and, like, make weird concoctions with it, and then I would hide the stuff in a drawer without, like, washing it or anything, and I remember when my dad found that drawer. It was, like, all chocolatey and gross.
Yummy.
Oh.
This is so annoying, but like way back when I was like 5-6 years old, like we were going through the McDonald's drive-thru, and it was my mom and dad and me, and it was their friend, I can't remember what his name was, but because you know back in the day you could choose like the girl or the boy Happy Meal or whatever, and I wanted the girl one. I'm just like, no, I want a Barbie, and then he just made fun of me forever about it. It was so fucking annoying. Think of it now, like I just cringe hardcore inside.
I remember when I was in kindergarten, we were in like our library hour, and I had to pee so bad. And I started doing like the pee-pee dance, and then I was squatting trying to like hold it. And my teacher came over and she was like, "Do you have to pee?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And then like 5 minutes later proceeded to piss my pants.
Oh God.
Like, I still to this day don't know why I didn't just go.
I feel like me and you did that a lot. Like, held our pee, and then you sit and you put your leg
Mm-hmm.
to stop the pee.
You have bladder
That's-
infection.
I got bladder infections all the time as a kid. Literally all the time. What's the craziest thing you've done after getting really drunk?
Tried to steal a car.
What?
But it was just like more of like we were walking around Marquette, like it was in college, but it was like my senior year. And we were just drunk as shit walking around, and I was like, I'm so sick of walking, and I just opened a car door, and I'm like, if there's keys in here, we're f***ing driving
Oh my
home.
God.
But there was no keys, so I just shut the door, and we kept walking. I was just, and we also tried to steal a baby Jesus out of somebody's yard, because this is around Christmas time.
Damn.
But it was attached to something, so we just left it.
I went cooler robbing, and do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, well, it was like the year I was drunk the whole summer, and like
Which one?
2011 when I was 20, and like I had my dad's big van, and I was driving with a bunch of us, and we would go through the campgrounds and just steal people's liquor out of their coolers. And then we also, I feel really bad about this one, but like we were driving through town and we saw kids' bikes in the yard, and we just like took them.
Oh my
I
god!
feel so bad about that till this day. I'm like, those poor kids.
Yeah, that's actually.
I know.
People
was so
stole
bad.
our bikes as kids.
And he-
Maybe
Maybe it was them.
maybe it was Jason.
I don't have any, like, crazy stories for when I was really drunk, because I've never been one to get, like, super inebriated to the point where, like, I couldn't make responsible choices, I guess. But I just, like, when I first started drinking, I would drink sugary drinks and get sick really fast.
Mhm.
And I remember when I was in Nagani with my boyfriend, we were at his friend's parents' house. And I was drinking and smoking. And I got super sick. And I puked all over their upstairs. But then her mom, the house where we're at, she made me cinnamon sugar toast and like took care of me while my
Aw.
boyfriend was getting shit faced. And then I laughed so hard though because we got home and like he was being such a bitch. I was like ready to go because I just got done puking and like ate some toast and was like, I want to go to bed. And he like was mad at me because I wanted to leave. And we got back to his house and he ended up in the bathroom for the next hour vomiting. Like, that's what you get, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Because you weren't there taking care of me while I was puking my guts out. Your best friend was outside rubbing my back while I was vomiting.
Yeah, fuck him.
Mother. What is your preference? Buried or cremated?
Cremated.
Cremated.
Donate my body to science.
I'd say buried.
I'm already an organ donor, so take what you can and then burn this bitch.
It's too expensive to get a casket.
Oh, that is true, though.
But I mean, I have no shade if you would rather be buried.
No.
I'm just thinking about...
Jason wants to
The
look pretty when
price.
he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embalm me.
Oh my gosh.
Dress me up.
You in your
Sparkly
casket,
outfit.
it's literally gonna be like,
Yeah.
Big hair. Do mermaids have live babies or do they lay eggs?
Lay eggs.
Like eggs.
And then they come out like humans, but have fish.
I don't know. I've never thought about that.
But like if they laid eggs, would they be big eggs? Like
They'd be proportional to like fish.
where does the egg come out? Do they have holes in their butts?
I don't know.
Or, this is deep.
Let's go find one.
They must have a hole.
They come out their mouth.
Have you ever been in a secret relationship?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Who is the first person on your hit list?
Tronald Dump.
Do you think the sea is salty because the shore never waves back at it?
I think
It
it's
sounds like a dad
Oh, that's
joke.
so dumb. It took me a second.
Tell me a joke.
Your mama.
I have only one in my arsenal. How do you find Will Smith in a blizzard?
I don't know.
You follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
These questions are so weird. What color would you like if you had to eat a crayon straight from the box?
Pink.
Green.
Black.
No, I would want something that'd make my poop a fun color.
'Cause I want black because I think it'd be hilarious.
I'm going pink.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go like pink or red.
Ooh, red would be good. If you had to lose your hands or your feet, which would you choose?
Feet.
Feet.
Yeah, feet. I mean, I've dealt with gout, so, you know, I already know what it's like without one foot, so. Because I need my hands to do stuff.
I think I would rather have. Can I have one foot and one hand taken off? Can we compromise?
Only if they're opposite.
Oh, that's not helpful.
I'd want.
Well, no, that's okay. I will take
I'll
my
take
left foot
and my right
and my
hand.
right
I
hand.
need to keep my right hand. That's my writing hand.
Do you know how to fold a fitted sheet?
No.
I do.
You
I
should
just
see
put
how
it in a bunch and call it a day.
we try, and then we
See-
just roll that bitch up.
I know how. I've folded many of fitted sheets in my life.
See, not I.
Not me.
I have folded a lot too, but not right.
That too.
What will people be nostalgic for in 500 years?
Trees. Fresh air.
Yeah, not manufactured air. Live in spacesuits on Earth.
I'm just very curious because, like, who knows by then? Like, maybe it could be, like, an X amount of animals.
What if the Earth doesn't exist in 500 years?
Right.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be amazing.
Who do you wish you could torture for the rest of your life?
I feel like these are all very similar answers.
I mean, I have others besides.
Right. I don't have, like, enemies. I may not like people, but I don't necessarily have, like, enemies.
Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise?
Spaghetti for hair.
Spaghetti for hair.
Same.
Sweat mayonnaise.
I don't want to smell like mayo.
Could you imagine it, like, secreting from because, like, my face sweats a lot, so it'd be like...
You'd just be all mayonnaise.
When you were a kid, what name did you give your favorite toy or stuffed animal?
I cannot remember.
I didn't name any stuffed animals.
I don't think I might have, but it was probably nothing important that I'm like, this is
Damn.
this.
I don't have
One-
stuffed animals.
The only one I can remember is this white chihuahua that was wearing an army jacket and hat.
If all animals were the same size, which one would win a fight?
Probably
An
dog.
ant.
Yeah, they carry their food around.
They can lift 6 times their body weight.
Oh yeah, bitches would win every time.
The ant that was bringing Scissor around on the stage.
What?
It was 6-foot ant statue.
Oh. Real ants.
Yeah, they were attacking.
If you were famous, what would your stage name be?
Just kidding.
Delicious definitions.
Okay, what kind of stage are we talking about?
Yeah.
Or, like, is that, like, we could...
Doesn't matter.
Because, like, your drag name would be different than, like, a stage, like, actor, actress, musician.
We should do drag names. What would yours be? I need to think a while.
Audacious Andrea.
Vicky Kiss.
Oh, I like that.
Just thought of it.
Flirtatious Fanny.
I literally...
Brilliant Bunyan.
Oh my
Adjectives and then like.
gosh! Yeah, I'm a bunion.
Mine's normal.
Yeah, I like yours, Vicky Kiss.
I know, I'm gonna have to do something with that.
I can't think of a drag name. I feel like I used to have one because I used to watch like drag
I
races.
feel like I had one for myself before too.
If you had a warning label, what would it be?
Swears a lot.
Talks too much.
Hi 24/7.
Irritates quickly.
That too.
Same.
What's the weirdest gift you've ever received? I never received a weird gift. No.
Me either.
Yeah,
Just a book.
Oh, the beads.
They gave me a butt.
It was a flower.
Oh, it's a diamond.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do I always think it's a rose? Would you rather be 12 inches tall or 12 feet tall?
Inches, feet, inches.
I feel like with the world we have feet because
Yeah,
inches I feel like
feet.
I'd get crushed.
Mhm.
There's
But
just-
at the same
feet.
time, if you were inches, you wouldn't need to spend so much money to feed yourself.
But if I'm 12 feet tall, I'm just gonna get whatever the I want.
Someone's just gonna squish me if I'm 12 inches.
But yeah, that's only like that's tiny running around.
Would you rather have a tail or wings?
Wings.
Wings.
Same. What the hell? Tails are useless.
I mean, tails are good for balance,
I
but
mean,
And
I
like,
guess wings.
can you use it like a monkey and like grab onto trees?
or is
It doesn't specify what kind of tail. It
And how big is the tail?
also doesn't specify if the wings will make you fly or not.
true?
Maybe a tail so I can use it as a whip.
No, I'm going with the tail. I don't want wings.
You don't want to fly away.
No, I'm terrified of heights.
Jason would be out there. Just get down then.
Ow!
What is your go-to guilty pleasure song?
It depends.
I'm not lazy, but bitch, you don't want to pay me for what I'm worth. These f***ing worthless boomer babies.
Is that a guilty one though?
No, I feel fucking
Yeah.
vindicated when I listen to that shit. Anything Nickelback.
Makes you feel guilty?
It's my guilty pleasure. Because everyone dogs on Nickelback, but
I feel that.
I love Nickelback.
I mean, I don't know. Did people dog on Spice Girls?
I just
I
don't think
will.
they're relevant much anymore, so I can feel that being like a guilty pleasure.
What's that supposed to
Or like
mean?
Brit-
I think it all depends on my mood though, for real, because it depends on if I want to listen to like sad music or happy music or if I'm angry. I don't really have I don't know. I could literally okay, this is a for real statement. I'm so serious, y'all. When I work 12 hours, I listen to Wait a Minute by Willow the entire 12-hour shift.
What? Really?
Just on repeat.
Holy.
So I get in weird moods.
Is it one song?
Yes.
You listen to it for 12 hours straight?
Well, I mean, I took breaks. Like to go eat and stuff,
An
but
hour of the 12
That's
hours.
wild.
So you listen to it for 11 hours?
on repeat.
I've listened to an
called
album on
autism.
repeat, but not that.
I thought it was bad that I listened to that I'm Not Lazy song 6 times on the way to Walmart and back.
Don't ever feel bad. Remember I told you, I'm like, I've only listened to this song today.
If you were arrested, what would it be for?
Probably fighting in a bar.
Mine would genuinely probably be like public intoxication or like fighting.
Yeah, something with alcohol.
Yeah.
If I see some of these people that I have beef with, which I don't even know think they know I have beef with them on site. You say stupid shit online.
Yeah, it might probably be fighting, beating a bitch up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we live in Michigan, a state where it is 100% legal to smoke marijuana
If you're 21.
if you're 21 or older. So we're going to share either our experience getting high for the first time or our weirdest experience getting high or both.
We'll do both. I'm straight edge. I've never done that.
I don't smoke weed, sorry bitches.
Yeah, Jason doesn't even drink.
I know, what the
I'm like, no!
That was my water!
He's sucking it off the floor.
It does look like water today, though. You could get away with it.
Right.
Until it bubbles.
Until somebody smelled it. So I partake in weed every day.
Partake.
No, I genuinely do. It's crazy to think of like when I first started smoking to now. My first time ever actually smoking weed, I remember we were driving around and I didn't even think I was going to get high because some people tell you the first time you ever smoke, you may not feel the effects of actual being high.
Bullshit.
I know, right? That's how I feel. But I smoked cigarettes at the time too, and they said if you smoke cigarettes, you'll feel the high more. But I was just sitting there, and the car, you're just like driving along like a normal road, and I felt like my skin was just like literally like vibrating with the car, and I was just like, I just feel like my skin's gonna vibrate off, and it just made me feel like so overstimulated, and I was just like, dude, I don't even know how to like react right now.
Please partake in THC responsibly.
Yes. I was not driving. I was a passenger just chilling, confused of why it felt like my skin was going to come off.
My skin's coming off!
It felt like the weirdest feeling.
Not gonna lie, I was the biggest prude when it came to weed for the longest time. Like, I didn't want my boyfriend at the time smoking. And finally I was like, well, let me try it. So I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if we smoked in the Walmart parking lot or if we smoked at his house. But either way, I had to drive home afterwards. Do not drive while you're high, especially your first time. First off, it's illegal. And second off, it's crazy. So... Actually, you know what? It was at his house because then he brought me back to my car that was parked at Walmart and I had to drive home and I dead ass did not go over 45 miles per hour the whole way home on a highway that was 55 speed limit. And the whole time it looked like I was in space, but in the Star Wars version when you're like moving at light speed and the stars were all coming at me and I'm pretty sure it was snowing. It was the trippiest thing ever. I was going 45 and I felt like I was going 100 miles an hour. It was intense.
Light speed.
Not recommended.
I was with my cousins, and it was across the street from my grandma's house in like an old practice field, like a football field. And we did it out of a stupid like Mountain Dew bottle. And like... It did nothing for me, but it was definitely dirt weed, because it did nothing for them either, if it was even weed.
It was oregano.
This wasn't the first time I smoked weed, but it was like the first time in a couple of years I had smoked. And I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we were in the garage smoking. And I got so high, I was just like sitting on the hood of her car, leaning on the windshield, and I just started doing, I'm a windshield wiper. For whatever reason. And then we went in and we made homemade pizza. And I literally went to go show her the pizza that I made. And my stupid high ass dropped it face down on the ground. And her stupid dumb ass said, Jesus crust.
Love that.
Guys, food when you're high is so much better. Mm-hmm. After their wedding rehearsal, I came home and like I had hit their doob and I got home and I was so hungry and I just grabbed a cold pasty out of the fridge and I ate that bitch. Pasty, not pasty.
Yeah.
It's a Michigan thing, okay? I ate a whole ass pasty, freezing cold, just put some ketchup on that shit, devoured the whole damn thing. It was the best food I've ever eaten.
No, leftovers, even when you're drunk, like getting home, I'm like, yes.
I had a scary high experience. We were out in Washington, and this was before weed was legal in Michigan, but it was legal in Washington, and we had to run real fast to Montana 7 hours away to pick up my car that broke down. And we stopped at the dispensary before we headed to Montana and we got these THC drinks. And no one told me I shouldn't drink the whole thing. And like I wasn't super well versed on weed products. Like I smoked out of a one hitter with my boyfriend or like a bowl at the end of the night. So no one told me I should be expecting an intense high. And so we got these drinks and like the girl we were with, she only drank half of hers and she was about the same, a little bit shorter than me, but about the same weight as me, maybe a little lighter, but she only drank half of hers. The boys drank all of theirs, but they were heavier than me and I drank all of mine. I was paralyzed. We stopped at a truck stop in Idaho and I sat on the bathroom floor in that truck stop and dry heaved. And then my now husband knocked on the door and like got me out of there. And I sat on the bench and we went to leave and I couldn't get up. My legs would not work. He had to carry me to the truck and then I passed out on his lap for the entire ride to get my car.
That sounds fun.
I didn't smoke weed for weeks after that. I was so scared to get high.
Yeah.
I literally and it's not like my legs would not move. Like
That's
I was
scary.
trying, they would not move at all. I literally felt paralyzed.
With mine, it was just I shotgunned from someone. It had to have been laced with something because I tripped the out. Like, I thought, like, obviously I had the panic attacks where I'm just like, I can't breathe, I'm gonna have a heart attack, so I called the ambulance. I got to the hospital, and I'm freaking out, like, thinking about it now, it's just like, Noah came out. I was, like, possessed, screaming at the nurses, saying I hate, because, like, I knew they were Bunner nurses, and I'm like, I hate your kind, I hate your whole family, and blah, 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 and, like, I don't remember if they even asked if I had to pee or not, or, like, to ask for urine sample. And they just took a catheter and shoved it in my and I screamed bloody murder, and they laughed at me.
Oh, I would punch them.
That's what I'm saying. That's so
Even though I called you out, you're a nurse, you don't just shove a thing in someone's dick, and it hurt to pee for, like, 3 days after. I had to, like, chew on ibuprofen, like, 7 times a day.
That's crazy. The only time I've ever gotten a catheter, I was numbed from the epidural. Like, that shit's not for, like, they stick it in your urethra. Like,
yeah.
That hurt.
See, the only other weed story that I have is the first time I ever smoked and, like, drove, I was working it was, like, right after college, and my roommate at the time was like, yeah, let's go for a cruise. And I thought, she didn't have her car there, but I thought she was going to drive, but I drove. And we were just driving around. Like, again, this place that I was living had no cops. So, like, we weren't worried about that. But we were driving around, and we were going 25, and I thought I was going, like, 55.
If for real, it feels like you're going so fast.
And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why? She's like, you're just driving really slow. And I was like, what do you mean? And I'm literally like, then I, like, go faster. And I was like...
That's how I was, too.
Everything just comes at you. You're just like, oh my God. Again, I do not condone smoking and driving or anything either. Everyone makes stupid little mistakes when they're younger. But yeah, don't do it because it makes you feel terrified. Yeah. And it's just that's absolutely dangerous to be on the road.
No, I just had to drive a couple blocks, and I was stoned, and I was just paranoid about the cops. I'm like, don't look high.
You're like white knuckling, and you're like,
yeah,
and trying not to look away from the road.
Trying to drive the perfect speed.
You know what's so crazy though? Like, I was so paranoid that night, and there was no cops on the road. But another night, I was completely sober. I was driving home after, I don't know if I was at my boyfriend's house or what I was doing, but I was driving home. It was Saturday night at a church the next morning, and I got pulled over, and this guy was, like, shining his light in my eyes. He made me do, like, sobriety bullshit, and I'm like, dude, I just want to go home. Yeah. Because his fucking lights shined in my rear view mirror. I had a little car at this point. Having an SUV is so nice because you're up high enough where, like, the lights don't blind you. But I had a little Dodge Stratus at this point, and, like, his lights blinded me, so I went over the white lines, and I was in a 4-lane. So I was, like, I went over the white line in my direction, like, you know what I mean? And he pulled me over and, like, questioned me forever about why I was driving this late and why I was swerving. And I'm like, dude, your lights were blinding me. And then the next day I got followed by the same bitch.
Why are you driving this late? Like, who gives a
I'm just trying to go home, mother. I was, what, 18? It's not illegal for me to be out on the roads.
One high story I have, was one of my old coworkers gave me an edible at work, and after work I took it and then didn't really think anything of it. Mom was like, hey, do you want to go to the grocery store with me? I was like, sure. And then again, I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, ooh, can I drive? And she was like, yeah. And it's fine. And then all of us, like, we went in the grocery store. Well, she just ran in, and then I'm waiting for her, and I was like, starting to feel it. But I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. And as we're driving, it's just progressively getting worse and worse and worse. And she's just like, oh, yeah, I have to stop here. Oh, yeah, I have to stop here, too. And I'm like, great. All right, I got you. And that was the first time I've ever driven high, too.
A more recent, like, funny stories, like, when I first moved back up here, like, I've never, like, come out and, like, told my parents, but, like, clearly they know, especially after our wedding. Mm-hmm. But I remember, this is when I first moved back, and I would wait for my parents to fall asleep, and then I would just go sit in my car, or just stand outside and whatever, And my mom loves to sleep in the front porch of their house when it's summertime because it's nice and cool. Because she can have like the windows cracked or like even just like that is cooler than the rest of the house.
They have a couch in their front porch.
Yeah, she's
and
not-
it's like an enclosed.
No,
Yeah,
she's on the floor.
Yeah, she's not that crazy.
She's just laying on a deck outside.
And I came back in and I like, of course, went and heated up some food and it was just like watching TV. I'm assuming this is probably after a shift too. And I remember I'm just sitting there eating and my mom like whips the light on in the front porch. And I was like, and she's like, Becky, there's a skunk out there. And she's like, careful if you bring the dog out. And I'm just like, yeah. Pretty sure it was me. Hi, Mom.
She's skunk.
But for somebody who doesn't smoke weed, I remember before I used to actively partake, I thought like skunks and weed smelled the same. Now I'm like, you can tell the difference.
You should talk about what your mom said in the car the other day.
Oh yeah, so I take my mom shopping monthly, usually twice a month, and the other day I was like, he came with us. You come with us every once in a while, and this is when I was doing my little like stock up shopping, my little tariff scaredness, and I was like, oh, just so Mom, we have to stop at the dispensary too. She's like, I figured.
Aww.
And I was just like,
What is that?
I was like, excuse me, I don't always stop there. And she's like, I'm just saying, I figured.
Should be like, it sound like you could smoke some yourself.
I wish. I keep telling her my dad should take edibles because it'd probably help his body.
Yeah.
But, okay, I will say though, one time he took this medicine, and you think you were living with us at the time, and I don't know what kind of medicine it was, if it was like a heart one or whatever, but it made him feel really dizzy, and he fell like 4 times. So he'd get up and feel so dizzy and just try to walk and just like fall down.
In just a few days.
So just imagine if you gave him an edible and he didn't know, he'd probably literally die.
One more reminder, make sure you smoke responsibly.
Do not do not smoke and drive.
Yeah, we don't condone a lot of this stuff. This is just what we've done as I said, silly
Irresponsible.
teenagers.
We are not advocating that you smoke. Just sharing our experiences.
It affects everybody differently.
Yep.
Jason doesn't smoke.
I don't really smoke either.
Maybe like twice a year.
Well, that wraps up this episode of What Podcast. Leave your experiences down below and...
Like, share, and subscribe.
What?